Okay, I'm going to go in with just some darker colors now. And I will go in with a brush, like a standard makeup brush, and work some stuff in. Just right now, it's doing kind of a overall splotchy thing. We'll dirty them up too. I always think zombies should be dirty looking. Too many times there's zombies that are clean, which makes no sense. I mean, they've been rooting around in the dirt and guts and all that good stuff. Okay. Let me just go in with a little brush right now. And again, it's real washy, you know. I'm real specific when it comes to doing blood stuff. Even though people might think, oh, it's real easy to do blood stuff. I have seen a lot of portfolios with some of the worst blood effects I've ever encountered in my life. And be it that the blood is beaded up, which is the cardinal sin of bloodage, in my opinion, which is where the blood just, you know, looks, it's just beaded up. It hasn't soaked into the skin. Blood sheaths. And you have to really take a look at it. Also, if I ever do blood dressing, which we'll do on Travis's clothes, I always spritz the clothing, get it a little wet, and then put the blood on. That way the blood doesn't bead up. It actually saturates as blood does. Yeah, Greg and I are crazy about bloodage. It's not done right. And and it will ruin a movie. If I'm watching a movie and there's really bad blood in it, Travis will agree. I'll sit there and go, oh, this is the worst blood I've ever seen. And then that's the end of it. Then we're up, we walk out, we're finished. Now this is kind of what I was talking about as far as like blood continuity. You can mix the stuff up, let it drip. Looks really, really cool. And that'll just dry, and that way it won't be sticky. Like, you don't have to put it on your actor all day, you know? It's like, there it is. And then you can repeat that every day, continuity-wise. It's really nice. I'm going to get into Travis's bites. And again, I just start really, really, really washy. I'm going to turn you around, buddy. Just start really, really washy. And then we'll you know, increase it from there. Also, like, you know, I use my fingers, it's very tactile to me, doing makeup. I've seen makeup artists apply makeups with rubber gloves and so forth. I don't mind getting my hands covered in goop. I mean, that's kind of what I do all day. I get covered in stuff. It's kind of fun. It's like when you're a kid playing in the mud or what have you. So I don't mind getting dirty and getting into the filth of it all. It's kind of fun. But whenever I do this, you know, I just go in and tap it down with my finger. Again, making it feel organic. It's about organics. And then I'll go in with a little darker. Like I just went in with the lighter stuff. You know, since zombies' blood is kind of coagulated, just go in and hit it. It doesn't all need to be dark. Just little areas. It helps give a little bit of that depth. When we first started K&B, we had, you know, a million reference books, all this horrible stuff. I can't even look at it today. It's just so awful. But it was really great reference, you know, and we really learned a lot. I've been asked now, like, do you use a lot of reference stuff? You know what? I know it's so backwards and forwards. I don't think I've looked at any reference book in decades. But those of you that are just starting out, it's really good. Reference is what it's about, you know. Take a look and try to find stuff online if you're doing any sort of horrible gore stuff. You know, it's always good to take a look and see what looks real. It's what you want to do real. See, it just kind of looks kind of nice. We'll darken up other areas too. After I'm done with all my reds, I'll go in with browns and darker colors, more earth tones. as I was talking about continuity, you know, when you're on a film, you really want to, well, you want to do your best that you can to keep the continuity of a makeup. I have to say, truthfully, I'm not the greatest at keeping continuity. I keep it all in my head. Eventually, I do have to document it all. There are things that sometimes I forget about if I'm doing like, you know, 10 different makeups in a week, which that's fairly standard on these big shows that we do. I have to really keep in mind what I've been doing, and we'll photograph it. Believe it or not, sometimes I still use Polaroids because I really love Polaroids, and I still have my Polaroid camera and use that. I think it's cool looking, but obviously digital's the way to go. You know, you should have a really good camera, a really good digital camera. You should have Photoshop on your computer. That way you can download your photos and be able to catalog them and put together pages. You really, really want to try to keep the best continuity you can. Also, at the end of a show, you're going to end up having to hand that continuity book over to production, because if they have reshoots and let's just say you're unavailable to come and do it, they're going to have to hire another makeup artist to come in and utilize your notes. And if they're not complete, that's going to be an issue. So part of your job is continuity. It's very, very important. But yeah, always make sure you always have a good camera, you know, be really careful. And I have to say though, this last show I did all my continuity on my iPhone, which I'd never ever done before, but I was really curious to see if I could do it. And it worked out really, really well, because I always obviously had my phone on me all the time. And I was able just to grab it and shoot photos, and it worked out really, really well. So your iPhone seems to be a fairly good source.